Welcome to Horsepower Hour. I'm here with my guests. These are two very difficult individuals to get a hold of during the winter. Wrestling is one of the longest seasons around. It's very tedious, tasking, a lot of weekend stuff. So we're very excited to have our two guests today, Coach Coll Robertson, head wrestling coach, and then two-time state champion Cheyenne Cruce. So thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. Start with Cheyenne. Tell me, when did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling 8th grade year.
So you didn't start till your 8th grade year?
Yeah.
What did you play before that?
Too many sports. I played tackle football, flag football, baseball, softball, cheer. I think that's it.
So what made you, now we're going to, I want to talk about tackle football in a second, but
Okay.
What made you kind of say, you know what, I want to concentrate on wrestling and this is what I want to do?
I got into a club program with Coach Jamie,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of just, took the time, sat down with me, really coached me, and that's kind of when it all just clicked together, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
So when did you realize, okay, I'm really good at this?
Freshman year.
Freshman year?
Yeah.
Okay, and how did your freshman year go?
I took 4th.
In the state?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think people, we'll get into it in a second, but just how hard it is to, number one, go to a state tournament for wrestling, then number two, to win it. And then to win it twice is just, especially with the bullseye on you. And we'll talk a little bit about your senior year in a second, but let's kind of talk about, Coach Coll, you've had an opportunity to go as a coach, as a wrestler, state champ tournament, correct?
Yeah. I went to the state tournament my junior year of high school.
So what got you into wrestling, which has now turned into your livelihood and career?
Yeah.
And
so I started wrestling in kind of towards the end of 6th grade. I actually had aspirations, one of being a football player, NFL guy, and then wanted to play basketball in junior high, and then kind of quickly realized I'm not going to get that big. I need to find something that's more suitable for me. My sister's boyfriend at the time actually took me to his little brother's regional tournament. The kid was wrestling for Clay High, and I saw the atmosphere, and I was like, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. And then made it, kind of my life, essentially. Spent a lot of time. I pretty much wrestled every day since the end of 6th grade until now. No summers off. No breaks really. But there's nothing else I'd rather do.
Why is wrestling? Why would you say? And I have my opinions on wrestling as far as it being it is tough. I remember I was 4th grade. My dad, or younger than that, my dad took me to wrestling, a little practice I had, and I was like, man, getting my face rubbed in the mat is not for me right now. I decided to play some other sports. But why do you think wrestling is so hard? Number one, and then why do kids keep coming back to it and do it? And
it's all on you, right? It takes a lot of self-reflection to get better. You have to realize that I'm not doing well because maybe I'm not putting in enough work. I'm not doing the extra stuff. Maybe I'm not picking up the skills right away. And for you to not be able to put the blame on anybody else, some kids are drawn to that. They like to see the fruits of their labor, right? I'm not. Comparing wrestling to football is a great it's my favorite analogy because if I'm the quarterback and my receivers can't catch, then I'm doing my job, they're not doing theirs, or my O-line's not blocking. There's nobody to blame, as far as wrestling goes, except for yourself. So for me, I think that's what kept me in it so much is because I was having success, and it was because I was putting in all the work. So for some kids, they just enjoy that. They like to see I put in the work, I did all these things. Now I'm a state placer, I'm a state champ, and it's because of what I did, not my entire team. And there's team aspects of it too, right? You can't be successful at wrestling without practice partners. So they help out, but at the end of the day, they aren't on the mat with you. They're not the ones that are wrestling the match for you. It's you.
What does a wrestling practice look like, Cheyenne?
So you start off with warm-ups, which are you run in a circle, you shuffle in, you shuffle out, skips, forwards and backwards.
What are skips? Jumping rope or?
Like skipping.
Like skipping, okay.
All right.
skipping.
You go forwards and backwards. And then you get in 3 lines and you do a bunch of flips, like cartwheels, round-offs, front handsprings, back handsprings. You do shots.
It's a dynamic one,
Yeah,
Like your
right?
individual
Like
dynamic
gymnastics,
warm-up.
you know, kind of that kind of thing.
And then you go into drilling, so you go favorite takedowns, duck sides, drag, stuff like that, and then you go live.
Okay.
And then if Coll has a little bit of like technique, you'll go and do that in between like drilling and live.
So you wrestle through this season. How do you, like, let's say, someone beat you, you beat someone. How do you like figure out? Because a lot of it's what people don't realize is the mental game that comes with it. So what are
Yes.
some things you do mentally to prepare?
Honestly, like making sure like when you go into practice, you're putting your full effort in. There's no like, you can't slack off one day because that puts you back a step. And making sure like you're beating yourself tired every practice, because if you don't, then that counteracts into your wrestling in a match. If you're not like going full speed at practice, mentally or physically, you'll taper off in a match.
Okay. You guys watch film and study other opponents, or?
So I like to watch film, but like to a certain extent, it's only going to help so much. There's been a few times where I've watched kids and they have like followed their tendencies. Like I've watched the same 5-10 matches on this one kid, and they take the same attack, on their feet. It's like, hey, don't give them your left arm because they're going to shoot to that side or whatever. And I mean, if the kid can make the adjustment in the match, if they're not stubborn, then typically we'll beat them. But it's kind of hard because wrestling's always evolving, so you can't watch a kid's match from last year and expect them to be the exact same. And in wrestling too, there's not much film out there. Like we go and compete at a lot of national tournaments and stuff, and those are recorded. Like you can go watch those matches. But if Orange Park wrestles Clay High, on a Tuesday night, if I'm not there, it's not going to be recorded for me. So it's kind of hard to get films on kids unless they're at that higher
Highest level?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back in time to, you played tackle football.
I did.
When did you stop playing tackle football?
Stop.
Yeah.
8th grade.
So you played junior
Eighth
high?
grade year,
What position did you play?
yeah. I played on the line, right
Okay.
guard.
Right guard? So tell me how that, because starting as a 7th and 8th grader, as a girl, I mean, you got to be tough
Yeah,
in football.
I didn't play at the junior high my 7th grade year. I started playing because of my brother.
Okay. Cowboy, shout out. How we doing?
He played since he was 5 years old, 6 years old. And, being out there, little sister, I want to do what big brother does. So I started football when I was about 8 or 9, something like that, and played all the way till 8th grade year. I played pretty much on the line the whole time.
You're like a sweetheart kid, okay? When you talk to this girl in the hallway, she's so nice, but then when the lights turn on,
Yeah.
it's on.
I feel like
You
we
have
need
a
to
switch.
line up Cheyenne and BJ, throw the
No.
pads on.
I
don't
Just
know.
one go? No?
We had a connecting question today one time where it was taking a kill from Brooke Forkham or getting tackled by BJ
Yeah.
Carter. I think, I don't think anyone would have picked, getting in a wrestling match with Cheyenne Cruce. But anyways, let's talk about what's your best moment as a Bronco.
Honestly, probably winning my 2 state titles. Just that feeling of winning, and then you come to school the next day and everybody's, oh my God, congratulations, like you did so good. And then you get recognized throughout the whole county and everything like that. So that feeling was probably definitely the biggest Bronco moment for me, winning both of the state titles.
So this year was tough. You had
Yes.
an injury, you had to have surgery. You want to talk about the surgery and the rehab, and then maybe what happens with that when you have opponents that know that, hey, this kid had surgery on her right shoulder?
I went and got my labrum repaired. I had a 270-degree tear. I was out for about 6 to 7 months between getting the surgery and rehab and all that, going to PT, all of that. So coming back, I knew it was definitely going to be a tough season because I had to get back to where I was before, and my cardio wasn't there. I hadn't practiced in 6 months. Everything wasn't there. So knowing like the mental side of it, having to know that I had to come back, like that the title was on the line. I still had a target on my back because I won. So getting back into the swing of things, it was full speed ahead. Like I was going to every practice possible, boys and girls. I literally would go to the boys' practice and then leave the boys' practice, change, and go to the girls' practice. So it was like full steam ahead. The mental and the physical side of getting back to where I was definitely difficult. Having to like, you're going out in a match and you're worried, okay, what if I tear it again? What if I'm not back to where I was? What if, like, there were so many what ifs going into it that I kind of had to like take a step back and realize anything can happen. So like, I mean, I could go out there and I could beat this girl in 30 seconds, or I could go out there and it's going to go 3 minutes and she beats me. It can go both ways. So.
Well, listen, we're super proud of you for finished third this year, which at the time was tough, but now as you kind of look at it, like that's a big deal to come back from having that injury, only being in rehab a few months, only be able to practice a few months. Like I'm super proud of you for winning the 2 state titles, but then also like overcoming that adversity is huge. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And it's not easy to talk about because I know what a competitor you are, but like
it is
you
extremely
did
difficult.
So awesome. 2-time state champ, four-time placer. Like those are, talk about leaving a legacy. That's what we talk about here.
Oh,
Coach.
and career wins leader for the girls too. 133 wins, right?
Something like that, yeah.
I have it written down somewhere.
I don't, so I'm glad you do.
Coach, your best moment as a Bronco?
Honestly, it's pretty much like every time a kid wins, I feel just as excited as they do. I mean, every time Cheyenne, or both times she won state title, when she placed third this year, when she qualified for the first time, when she beat who's the Lincoln girl?
Maggie Moss.
Girl that beat her four times
times
that first year, and then she beat her to go to the third place match her freshman year. When Wyatt's LeDuc's last match, I've been coaching him since he was in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a bittersweet moment. I had a guy I wrestled with in college. He had like a year of eligibility left and decided not to use it and just help coach at UF. And I asked him why. Like, that didn't make sense to me. Like, why would you give up, another year of competition? He was like, because I get more out of you guys' success than I do my own. And I didn't get that at the time. But once I started coaching, like, I understood it because I see what these kids put in. I put them through a lot, to get them to where they are. And they trusted me. They trust the process. So I know what it's like. I know what they've been through, and so when they succeed, they win those big matches. I mean, I don't get tired of it. It's awesome. I love it.
Well, you've definitely built a huge program here, successful program. But you're helping kids get to college. You're helping kids be successful in the classroom, which is huge. Segue into that. What is your favorite class? You're AP student, honors, dual. What's your favorite class here? Favorite subject?
Favorite subject? That's tough. I hate school.
Oh, no,
okay.
You can't say that.
I would, okay, can I go teacher?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, my favorite teacher is probably Dr. Matthew.
Okay.
She has definitely been a big part of, having someone, not only my coaches and the teammates, but having someone in the school that's always there for me. Her class is great. AP Bio. I took AP Bio with her and AP Environmental. I'm in AP Environmental
Would
this
you have
year.
taken those classes if it wasn't for Dr. Matthew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to get as many AP classes as possible. I guess I can't really, I don't have a favorite subject just because, everything's been AP. So it's all been, getting ready, getting prepared for college. So I don't really think of it as, this is my favorite subject.
All right, speaking of classes and science, it's been a big week for you. Tell us what's going on.
I just committed to Lindsey Wilson, which is in Kentucky. I want to go for nursing, so I'm going to major in nursing. I want to be a trauma nurse, so that's kind of...
So those 3-minute periods of all kinds of stress, now that's what you want to do for a living. That's pretty cool. So kind of get into the nursing field. That's exciting. That's awesome. We definitely need more help in the medical field.
Yes, we do.
So kudos to you. Have you been up there?
I have. I went up there on a visit in October.
Oh, so
It was, yeah, it was
when
early.
it was cold too. So
Yeah.
okay.
We went up there on a visit. I went and met the coach, which I know I've known the coach since my 8th grade year.
He comes down quite a bit.
Yeah, he-
likes to recruit Florida girls.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
for sure.
He definitely likes Florida girls. There's actually a bunch of Florida girls who are going
Awesome.
up there. But yeah, I met him. I met some of the girls. They were all super welcoming. The campus is beautiful. So really felt like
Big
home.
school, small school.
Probably a smaller end of the school. From what they were saying, it's like a 1 to 17 teacher to student ratio or professor to
That's really
student
good.
ratio.
Yeah.
So.
What did you think? Did 9th grade Cheyenne ever think she'd be going to college for wrestling?
No.
No. Okay. So
No,
that's
definitely
the
not.
message here is try something new, try something hard, and make connections, and school's going to be much better for you. Coach, future of the program. You had a great season, district champs for boys, girls, dual district
Dual
champs.
district champs, region
What's-
runner-ups for the
What's
girls.
the next step for Middleburg wrestling?
Well, I'd like to get our first boys state champ. Cheyenne's held the crown for 2 years
long
in a
enough,
row.
right?
Yeah. The standard's been set now to where being a state qualifier is like an expectation.
Mm-hmm.
We get excited when we place. Like, get to the state tournament. Okay, that's great. We've done that before. Let's go get on the podium. We bring back 2 guys that placed 3rd this year. So their goal is to win a state title next year. We got a couple other kids on the team that maybe didn't qualify. And their goal is to get on the podium. Like I tell the kids as a freshman, you qualify, don't get on the podium, that's okay. After that, like, you have to place. Like, you've already been to state as a qualifier. Like, that's your one. Man, I messed up. Now I'm going to go place. The next 3 years. I'd love to put the team in the state duels finals. I think we bring back a really solid team for the boys. Give us a chance at winning a team state title. And the girls, like, we're just trying to continue to grow the program. I mean, we lost, kind of a pioneer for the sport in Cheyenne this year. So we bring back 3 other qualifiers, a girl that was a 2-time qualifier that didn't make it this year. And it's just going to be a big group of juniors next year, so we got to replenish the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So any girls out there that are looking for a sport, man, wrestling is it's number one.
If you get a chance, you got to go check out our dual meets. They're super exciting. But then for me to personally have a chance to go down to states and see, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Just the amount of wrestling going on and all the craziness and chaos. But when you get a chance to go see those finals and check it out, it's really cool. All right, this is the segment where you get to ask a question for me. I know you're not prepared, so I'm going to let Coach Coll go first.
Yeah.
Favorite WWE wrestler?
Oh, man, that's a great one. This is really good. So are we doing, like, modern times, or are we doing...
So you were a WWE guy, like, growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could do, like, a Mount Rushmore.
Let's go. Yeah, okay, let's go with Mount Rushmore. Give me top
Stone
4.
Cold's got to be up
Absolutely.
there. The Rock, Undertaker.
Okay.
Man, that 4th one's kind of tough because there's always, like, Bret Hart was a good one growing up. I like the Sting.
Yeah.
You gotta love Sting. So, and Shawn Michaels is up there too. So, that's a good one. But I love that era. And then, I've got kids, and I'm a big kid, so watching it now, like Roman Reigns is to see what he's done, to be booed for all these years.
Absolutely.
And then now he's, everyone loves him. But it's definitely exciting times to check those out. Great question. Great question.
Thank you.
Your favorite Bronco moment?
That's a good one. My favorite Bronco moment. I mean, it sounds stupid cliche, but like when you come up front and you have the fireworks where it's got like where it says your legacy starts here. But I think graduation every year is for me in this job. This is my 5th year, and you get to kind of see kids evolve and grow from. You've got kids that start off and become state champions. You got kids that start off and struggle and have a hard time and need to find something to get to. And then you've got your kids that are just have a great experience. So getting a chance to those fireworks when they go off at graduation, that's the coolest thing for me. But being a part of state championships for sports, being a part of, seeing what our NJRT2 program's done, seeing what, ACE has grown, it's just, it's exciting to be a Bronco. And you said earlier, talking about expectations, like being a state qualifier isn't just, what we're going to do. Like the expectations that we're going to win state championships. And I think that's what horsepower is. Like that we, you come to this school, you have an opportunity to do anything. And go into that Hall of Fame. I think it's important we have that out here with the Alumni Hall of Fame, where you see those guys that have, walked these halls, graduated from the school, and are being highly successful in many fields. So that's a great question. But I think, for me, I get to kind of live the same year over and over again, and it's fun. It's cool. Sometimes it can be tough, but then it's very rewarding when you get to work with great kids like Cheyenne Cruce here. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up here. Folks, we appreciate it. Horsepower Hour here with our guests Cheyenne Cruce and Coll Robertson. It's a great day to be a Bronco.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.